Hi guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna head straight into this video. In today's video, we'll be doing a 4-week rebalance slash fill on these hybrids I did a couple weeks ago. If you have not checked that video out yet, I'll have it linked in my description for you guys to check out. Here I'm going ahead to use my tungsten removal bit to debulk just a tiny bit and take off our previous design. We are just going in for a quick rebalance, so we want to leave as much product on there, but we want to take down the bulk of it just a tiny bit so we still have a nice clean surface to work on as if they're freshly done. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch this portion, and I'll be back once we get to the part. All right, guys, here I'm just using my medium barrel bit to exfoliate her new growth while gently pushing our cuticles back. We're going to make sure we're cleaning up the sidewall with this bit as well. We did leave a bit of polish there because the removal bit couldn't get there. So this is what we're doing. We're exfoliating the sidewalls as well and gently pushing the cuticles back. If you're not cleaning the sidewalls, you may see a little bit of lifting on the sidewalls, and this could cause either further lifting at the cuticle area. So just make sure all the dust and debris or buildup is nicely cleaned without you penetrating the sidewall too much to cause any damage. So yeah, and we're using our e-file between 6,000 to 8,000 RPM at a time. And once we switch the settings to a reverse motion, it's basically the same RPM between 6,000 to 8,000. And we're just making sure we're holding the nail firmly and gently going around in a nice half moon or circular motion to the opposite side. So yeah, and I have a habit of not setting the camera or turning the camera on once I move on to the next hand. So I did go in with my medium flame bit. So you guys did not get to see that part. I did go in with my flame bit just to exfoliate just a tiny bit more. And now I'm just going in with my ball cuticle bit to exfoliate her cuticles. I did not nip this client. I will be going in once more before having her wash her hands, and then we'll go in with our polish. So I'm just exfoliating, and then I'll be going in with my 240 grit sanding band to smooth out any ridges that may be created when I was using the tungsten bit. We want to make sure we're applying product on a nice even area. So if you have ridges on your nail when you're doing a fill, you may see that once you apply new product. So you just want to make sure you have a nice even surface to work with. So yeah, I'm just going in to gently buff where the product is, just to make sure it's nice and even. And then I'll go straight in with the prep. I'll go in with my dehydrator. And if you're new here, the dehydrator is basically half alcohol, half acetone. And I basically just put a tad bit of it on a brush and brush the nail downwards to cleanse the nail of any dust and debris, as well as dehydrate the nail from any natural oils. So yeah, that's it. And then we'll go straight in with our primer, which is the Young Nail Protein Bond. Swear by it, love it. I probably won't switch up. And then I'll be going in with my gel bottle rubber base to prep her nails for application. So I'll let you guys go ahead and finish watching this portion. And I'll come back once we're done, once we're gonna do application. Yeah. All right, guys, here I'm going in with a slip layer before going in with a small bead of builder gel to fill in that area. I did end up putting a little poly gel on her middle finger and I want to say a pointer finger on this hand. On her left hand, I had to go in on maybe 4 nails, just a little bit because she had a little bit of separation on the sides. And that could happen because your clients are using their nails as tools. They're using their nails to open products. They're using their nails to open mail boxes, using the tip of their nails to open doors, car doors. So I'm messing with them. But no, they absolutely are using their nails as tools. And sometimes we gotta remind them not to. So yeah, I had to do a little bit of fixing, and that is absolutely fine because I don't want the problem. So I'll go ahead and fix it before it even gets worse. So here I'm going to one more some more slip layer and then going with a bead of pop builder gel, and I'm pushing it closest to the cuticle and then taking it all the way down the entire nail. I'm flash curing right now just to make the application go a little faster, and then she's gonna go ahead for a full cure in the lamp for 60 to 90 seconds. She will be in there a little bit longer for me. So I'll do a full cure for 60 seconds and then she'll cure the thumb on its own for like 30 seconds. And I do this because when they put their hand in the light, they don't always stick up their thumb. So the sides may not be fully cured. So I just do this just to ensure that everything is nicely cured. Sometimes I even have them to the pinky side after 60 seconds with their fingers open. Sometimes I have to tell them, like, remember to open your fingers. You want to make sure the sidewalls are nice and cured as well. So I went in with alcohol to cleanse the inhibition layer, and I'm just, folding the lint-free wipe as I go, just to make sure I'm not transferring any product on the skin. And then I'm just making sure the sidewalls are nice and crispy before going in with my fine carbide bit. You don't have to go in with your fine carbide bit. You could absolutely just rough up the area with your hand file and then go in with your 240 grit sanding band. But I just chose to use the fine carbide bit for this portion. And then I will be going in with the 240 grit sanding band just to make sure everything is nice and ready for polish application. So I'll go ahead and let you guys watch this portion, and I'll be back once we get to the polish. All right, guys, so time for polish application. And let me just say, these Canny Emma free polishes, amazing. Just look at that bristle on that brush. Look how it just gently tuck under that nail file. When I say I had minimal cleanup, and red, black, white, whenever you're polishing and you mess up, best believe it's gonna stain. This brush was really, really good. And I was gonna go ahead and get the double rhythm red collection, and this came across my feed on Amazon. I was like, let me just give this one a try, because I usually use my D&D Ferrari red and I'm running low. So I was like, let me just pick up something quick because I needed to go to the nail supply store. I am so glad I picked these up, guys. The pigment is just chef kiss. Just look at it. One glide and I got a full coverage. But of course, I still went in with a second coat just to make sure it's up to the client's, expectations. So yeah, and I think I used 9106 in this collection on this specific set. And then on the ring finger, I wanted to do glitter nail, but it was just a little bit too dark. So we ended up wiping it off and went in with the same color. And I was like, maybe I should just put the bow, because we did a little bit of stamping too, put the bow on the red directly. Then I remembered that I had a red Born Pretty cat eye. So I went in with the cat eye and then the stamping. You guys didn't get to see the stamping portion because the camera wasn't in view. So you guys didn't get to see me apply the polish and so on, but you get to see me apply the bow on the nail. So I'll make sure the camera is in view next time whenever I'm doing stamping. And I like to just gently push the cuticles back just a little bit more before going with the second coat. And I did speed this portion up so it's not too repetitive. But I just wanted you guys to see how nice the bristle on this brush is, and the pigment in the polish. Really, really good. Also, for my stamper, whenever I like pick up a stamp and I have to clean up around it, a little bit of oil is transferring on this stamper. If you guys have an idea how I could clean up my stamper without getting oils on it, because when I do transfer the print and then you go in with the top coat, you could see the polish kind of separate, and that could be one or two things. Oils are going back on the nail, or the adhesion from the lint roller, the stickiness from the lint roller is being transferred on the nail. So let me know. So what I did was wipe the nail off before going with my top coat to prevent separation, because there is something foreign on the nail blade. Let me know if any of you guys been experiencing any separation whenever you do stamp and use the lint-free roll to like clean up around the image that you want or the print. So yeah, here I'm just going to magnetize that Born Pretty cat eye just a little bit. I wish you guys was able to see just a little bit more. It was so pretty, so pretty. So this is where I went ahead and just stamp a little bow. She's really minimalistic. She doesn't get too much design. She's been enjoying the cat eyes though. She opted for red this time, and they turned out really, really nice on her. Here I'm going in with my rubber base top coat from the gel bottle. Love this product. Love this product. So I went in with the rubber base top coat because I am using a new product, so I don't want any problems. And I did do some stamping as well as cat eye. With a cat eye, when I'm using cat eye polishes, I like to use polish of a thicker viscosity. And when I'm using foreign products, I like to use a polish with a thicker viscosity. That just ensures that the polish is not going to chip at nothing, right? Even though we cured all the way, this is a product that is new to me and will be new to my client as well. So I'm just going ahead to use my rubber-based top coat. If you are familiar with candy polishes, you could just go in with your regular polish and finish the service off. I could have absolutely went in with my Extreme Shine top coat from Gel Bottle, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I went in with my rubber-based top coat, and I'm just making sure I'm going over it once more to make sure there's no lumps and bumps and everything is nice and even and there's not too much product on her nail. So yeah, we're going to go in for a full cure of 90 seconds. Cure that thumb. Here I'm just going ahead with my 240 grit sanding band to clean up that free edge, make sure it's nice and crispy. Once she comes back in January, I will be restructuring possibly. So we'll see. I did go in with alcohol to cleanse her nail. They were gorgeous, and here's the finished result. And if you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for hanging with me. And if you have not checked out any of my recent videos, they'll be linked right here, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching.